Hello everyone, welcome to my channel today. Today we're going to talk about taking care of your aging parents. My father passed away a couple of years ago, and that was really rough on everyone. Now it's just my mother, and my brother and I do the best we can to take care of her. She is ambulatory, so she can walk and get in the car. She can't drive. She can make herself a sandwich. She can bathe herself, dress herself. So this is like the beginning stages of caring for an elderly parent, the things that start to happen. So one is your schedule and your parents' schedule. Now, when you start getting up there in years, a lot of things start going wrong medically that have to be managed. Therefore, you're quite often have a ton of doctor appointments. My mother is one of those people. So we each have a calendar, and I buy them at the same time every year, and I get her one and me one, and we make sure my schedule is on hers and hers is on mine. So she has the freedom to call and make an appointment for something, but she has to look at the calendar and make sure that I don't have an appointment that day, or that she doesn't already have an appointment that day. That doesn't always work because she doesn't want to get up and go find her calendar, but she's got her phone right there, so she calls and makes the appointment, and there we go. We have to figure out how we're going to do it. So it's really important to have your calendars kind of in sync. Now, I've had some families suggest that we just have our phones' calendars synced so that, it's easy to see each other's schedule. The problem with that, as you age, sometimes technology becomes a little more challenging. Even, the coordination of, tapping on the screen on your phone. Sometimes you tap a little too long, or you don't tap hard enough, or your finger is hovering over the screen and activating things. So we found the cell phone is a little too challenging for my mom. She uses a cell phone, but doing the calendars would just be really problematic. And the whole idea is to not add more stressors and to keep things simple. So I prefer the good old paper calendar. So that's what we do and what works for us. Doctor appointments. I take my mom to all of her doctor appointments. It's very important for your parent to have an advocate that goes to all of her or their appointments, so that the parent can still speak for themselves, but it's good to be there as a second pair of eyes and ears, so you know what tests a doctor is ordering, what diagnoses they've been given, what medications they're on, what tests they're going to have, and what they are for. Those things are all really important, and if they have a lot going on medically, it can really I joke that sometimes it's like a full-time job just trying to manage all of that. So it's really important, and if you can have the same person go to all the appointments, so you're not making things confusing, I find that is best. So I do all the doctor appointments. Now, that's not to say there are occasions when my brother takes her, for example, if she double books us for something, but I always find that introduces a little confusion on some things. So it's good to have the same person there all the time. Your parent really needs an advocate. And don't be afraid to make notes on your calendar, like this doctor is for this test is for that, you know, so you can keep up on the what and whys on everything. The next thing is meals. Now, my mom used to be a wonderful cook, but she really has no desire to cook anymore. She just doesn't care. She would rather just buy things ready-made and eat that. Sometimes that's not always the healthiest. But if someone in the family could take on the grocery shopping, so that one person is not having to do it all. So it's like my brother, he does all the grocery shopping. And so just once in a while I got to take my mom to the grocery store because she wants something that he didn't buy or whatever. So we'll do that. But in general, he does all the grocery shopping. And if that's not an option, you can always order the groceries online and have them delivered to remove that extra burden from you. So that's a good one. And then also, sometimes, I don't do it regularly, I should, but my brother is with her, and he will cook dinner, but he doesn't cook dinner every night. And so, you know, and it's like that at home too. That's not a complaint. I mean, at home, sometimes I cook, sometimes I don't. You know, it just depends on how I feel and what mood I'm in. But occasionally I will make a meal and take it over there. So they have a meatloaf to last them like a couple of days or something like that. So that's how we redo our grocery shopping and our meals. Also, finances. You know, finances are a big one. My mother really, and with anyone, it's really important for them to be able to keep their independence. And I understand that. Although sometimes that becomes a little challenging. Like my mom constantly is changing her passwords, and because she forgets them. She has them written down, but she doesn't cross out the old one when she makes the new one. So she's got this big list scattered all over the house of her passwords, and it's just a nightmare. And she won't want to get up and go look at where she wrote it down, so she'll just, like, out of laziness, I guess, just change it while she's sitting there on her phone doing something, trying to look at her bank account. She'll just change it. So that part has been really frustrating and somewhat of a nightmare. And she's constantly on the phone with her bank because she's getting locked out of her bank accounts. So if you can, I have not been able to do this with her yet, but if you can, have all your parents' passwords, PIN numbers, sign-ins, because if something goes wrong, like they're in the hospital, or let's just say they get really sick with the flu or something, you can step in and you can look things up in their bank account, you can pay bills, you can take care of business so nothing bad happens, like late charges or whatever. So if you can, have those passwords available to you. Bills that are paid online, my mom is starting to have trouble also, not only with the passwords, but just understanding how the computer works, how the website is. She quite often won't see a link to something or understand. So my latest proposal to her, because she likes to pay her bills once a month, is for me to just come over when she's ready so I can sit there with her in case she gets stuck. I mean, she's still doing it herself, but we have yet to do that. So that has been a little frustrating. You know, they want to keep their independence as long as they can, but you got to come up with ways to help in that respect. And then lastly, you know, do something fun with your parent. Like, my mom loves it when I go for a drive. We live in the same town that she grew up in a lot of her childhood. So we'll go driving down the old streets and look at the houses and the yards, and she really enjoys that. Or we'll just go drive in a part of town she hasn't seen for a long time and go looky-looing around. Take them out to lunch. Take them to a store that they love, you know, or go to a nursery and look at the flowers. You know, try to have a little fun. Take them to go visit someone that they haven't seen in a while. So don't make it all, you know, drudgery. Not that it's drudgery, but, you know, it can get a little stressful at times. And maybe you need a little bit of that fun yourself. So to do something nice with your parent. So anyway, that's all I have today. I'm sorry I ran a little longer than I wanted to. I probably started jibber-jabbering too much. But anyway, I hope some of these ideas help. And thank you. And if you liked this content, hit like and subscribe. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.